Thanks for jumping on. Head coach Ben Olsen here. Ben, third match of a three-match MLS homestand, LA Galaxy, last one before Leagues Cup. How's the team kind of prepared for this one this week against Western Conference opponent?
We took a day or two off. It was a busy week the last 10 days. Got back to work yesterday and re-entry, and today really diving in on LA, and tomorrow we'll kind of finish them up and how we go about this match. It's critical for both teams. Both teams looking for wins and to kind of get up that table somehow. And it's been difficult as of late, and just it's another opportunity against a good opponent. I mean, we can't be fooled at where they're at in the standings. They're still the champs, and when you watch them, you can't believe that they have as many points as they do. It's again, the way they play, the way they create chances, the way they dominate the possession, the way they pose different problems for you offensively. They've been unlucky, and I think they certainly give up quite a few goals, but offensively they're still a handful, as they have been over the last 2 years.
All right, thanks for that. Joey, go ahead.
Hey Ben, with Onse's injury, what kind of opportunities does this open up for Toyosi, or is it time to continue to deputize Linger as the 9 again?
Well, I'm not going to give you that information there. I don't think that's real smart. So, do you have another question?
That was my question.
That's it? Okay. I'm sorry I couldn't answer it.
No problem, Ben.
All right, Dustin, go ahead.
Hey, man. Hey, I know you guys have Friday, Tuesday coming up. How you talked about the depth of this team. How important is that for you guys with all these games coming up?
When we get Galaxy kind of the prep done this week and feel like kind of the hay's in the barn for this weekend, we'll start kind of mapping out the Leagues Cup and how we want to go about that. And there's a whole bunch of things that play into a tournament like this, and who needs minutes, keeping form, advancing, the games coming fast and furious. So there's a lot to think about, but we'll give it a kind of a we've done a little bit behind the scenes on it, and how we want to go about it as an organization, and but really Galaxy is it would be silly to not have full focus on Galaxy and all our mind on this game this weekend, which is our goal is still make playoffs. Nothing has changed, and this is a critical game in that step.
And I know he's with Dynamo too, but Pedro Cruz winning a competition last night. Can you talk a little bit about Pedro and the guys at Dynamo too, and just how important their growth has been this season?
Well, he's, when we watch Dynamo 2 games, and we're constantly at the games, I think our relationship with our second team is one of our superpowers here, and it's a very healthy one. It has been since I got here. So when we go there and watch these games, we want to see guys that stand out. We don't want to see, he had a good game. We want to see guys that look like they're above that level. And so he's one of those guys that's consistently stands out as someone who, we believe can go to the next level. The other night doesn't mean it doesn't really mean anything in the scope of a soccer game and how he performs on set pieces and building out and communication. But it does mean that when the lights come on, the kid has some moxie and is up for the moment. And there's a case that's really, really important too. So it was nice to see. He's a great kid, and we plan to continue to foster him and a few of the other guys that we have our eyes on.
Thanks, Ben.
Jesus, go ahead.
Hey Ben, I know you're not gonna tell us who you're gonna start at the forward position, but I was wondering if you could tell us what your expectations are for whoever does start in the role, whether it's Gable, Linger, or Yossi. What do you expect from that person, and what do you hope that they take the reins of that forward position?
Well, the number 9 position, usually they should score goals and be a pain in the ass for center backs, arrive on time, be solid in hold-up play, understand when to be a reference point for us to build the game and connect and bounce in the right way to come the other side. But not do that too much, and make sure you're still staying high and understanding when the time is to come into these pockets and help. Because if we don't go to you, we go out wide and they need to be the first to arrive. So just the nuances, and we got 2 guys that, as you said, play forward and know that, and Linger has some different qualities, and we've played around with that as well throughout the years when we've been down our starting number 9. So we'll figure that out, and they're all different profiles, and so sometimes that means also who do you pair them up with? What does that look like, and start to think about the relationships around them and who else can start. So Franco's on the mend, but looks like I think we've announced him, but we're some changes, but again, we'll put out a competitive group.
Yeah, it's looking for Union, tough match, 1-1 draw. You guys had a lot of scoring opportunity, but just couldn't quite place the shot or the header where it needed to be. How much time is spent in practicing, working on finishing?
A couple times a week, and we do set pieces and we do service, and it's a fair question. It's a fair question of. It's reps versus also, as I referenced with, Pedro, right? It's the moment. Sometimes it's the moment, and you go back to San Diego. We're good in the moments. And too many times this year, we've put ourselves in that spot to win games. And we've played, the game plan, and we've put ourselves in a good position. We're on the front foot, in particular the second half at home here, and we're dominating and we're creating chances, and we get some solid looks, to better than average looks, and we just haven't rewarded ourselves, and then we lose maybe 1-0 or 2-1. And we criticize the defense, and we go after them, and we have to put up numbers, and we're creating the chances, but you got to put the knife in there at the end if we're going to capitalize on some of this quality that we've had over the last 6 weeks.
And another question for me, obviously you have a long history in this league. Can you just speak about how the growth of the MLS All-Star Game from when it first started to where it is now?
It's an interesting one. The growth of the All-Star Game.
Or how it's changed as well from what it was once to now what it is?
I don't know how much. The skills competition is interesting. I watched it last night, and it's fun. I think they do a good job with that stuff, and it was entertaining. Which is really ultimately what the All-Star Game is. It's a show. It's an entertainment. And I think the city takeover now, I think it's just a bigger event. And Austin from afar seems like it's doing a great job of just the signage and it just seems like a really a great venue, and it seems like they've done a good job of making it a big show. The format changes all the time, which I think is interesting. The Mexican U.S. thing is always something they can go back to, and it always sells, and it's always interesting. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't been a part of one in a long time. I did one as a coach and a few as a player, and that was it's been a decade or so. So I wouldn't even know.